Oh, hello and welcome back. We are at day 2 of my new account, and we are going to play some bullet, we're going to play some blitz, and we're going to play some rapid, and we're going to try and just get my rating back up. Today, we're 2031 question mark, but we're facing a 2000. He's playing the ready, so we're just going to go ahead and get some pieces developed. And I get scared playing these higher rated people. Oh my god, I can't be fumbling my... This is a rough start. A rough start. I think we're just going to take, attack. I'm going to put my king here. Slide the rook here so I can put the bishop. Ooh. We're going to lose this. We're going to lose a little bit of everything. Make no mistake about it. Okay. We launch a pawn. I am absolutely lost. Make no mistake about it. We're going to slide here. We're just going to try and open up the position. Make a little bit of mayhem because I'm down 2 pawns. So the only way to win a position where you're losing is to just absolutely attack. Boom, boom. We're going to open up this king. My king is already open. I'm already down some pawns. I believe we just pushed this forward. I'm cool with it. We got a 10-second time advantage. Dude's got to play a little bit faster. This is defended. Do I dare step over like so? We step like this. This is held. Ooh. All right, we got to step back and defend that. Okay. We're going to step back here. And I think if we trade off the queens, for one, I'm attacking this pawn. This is held. I think we're going to go here so we can step forward. We're going to take this. 6 seconds. I don't think that he's going to be able to... I don't think that he's got what it takes. He's got 2 seconds. My friend. We're going to go here. If he steps in, we step forward. And he loses on time. We beat a 2000. Super sloppy. Not the way you want to do it. But, bro, when we get below like 10 seconds, you can't be doing this. You can't be trading. Like, these were his attacking pieces. This was his chance of destroying me. And when he trades off all of those pieces, I'm able to hide right here away from these open files. There's no queen. And essentially, like, he's up some pawns, like 3 pawns to be precise, but he needs to make a queen to checkmate me. He's not going to be able to checkmate my king just like this. So that was our bullet game. We did all right. We're going to hop into a blitz. I think we're going to keep the momentum of doing like 1 bullet, 1 blitz, 1 rapid, and we'll get a win in each of them. We're facing an 1868. This one we're going to have a tad bit more strategy. We're going to come out and attack the queen. I think we throw the pawn 2 squares. Then we bring the knight because we don't want his pawn being able to just hop here for no reason. Because there's no pin, dude's playing really quick. He's going to castle this way. We're going to step back. We got a square for this. We step back. We got a nice diagonal. We step forward. Dude is just trying to absolutely obliterate me. I think we trade this off. My bishop completely sucks, so we're going to come forward and defend this. We don't really want to see his knight arrive to the center right here. So we're going to trade that off. We're going to put my knight in the middle of the board. And what is the route forward, my friend? Kind of like the idea of just going here. If the knight moves, we got a nice, beautiful checkmate. So we kind of want to make that knight move. You feel me? But because... Okay, so he castles. There... Do I dare go for a little rook lift? His bishop is blocked out of the game. Like, if I just slide over like this, I have a lot of stuff going on for this attack. Like, I slide over, he takes, my pawn takes. I think we're going to just completely disregard what's going on over here. If he takes, we're threatening this pawn. He would have to defend, like, somehow. And I've just got my pieces. I might even swing this rook over here. So we're going to just take with the pawn. He can push and then open up his light square bishop. But I think my attack is just a little bit terrifying because he can't defend with the queen. He can't push the pawn. He can step over. But then I sacrifice. Crazy rook sacrifice. I might launch a pawn at that point. We might try and bring the other rook. What if I got like a formation like this? Okay, so he attacks like so. The rook sacrifice isn't going to make a whole lot of sense. He can't actually take my queen. So what if we throw this forward? Crazy move, but we're going for it. This pawn is pinned. The king needs to move. So I think we're going to take here. If he takes like this, now all of a sudden we step over. I have a vicious attack on this young man. Make no mistake about it. I think we're going to just try and open up the position. We're going to take. Okay. I mean, he can get a piece on the open file. That's actually quite scary. Here, here, here. Is that winning? If I go here, ugh, let's just do it. We're up a pawn. I mean, we're going to get hit. We're going to step here to maintain defense of this after he pushes this. A little tricky nonsense. We're going to go for attacking this pawn. Step here. I got 24 seconds. I should have played faster. Now I'm officially just going to lose on time. Man, 23 seconds. This was so dumb. I don't know if I'm going to be able to flag this guy. Check. Check. Here. He has to do it. Okay. Okay. Check. Oh boy. Not what you want to see, but we're going for this immediately. That's scary. Here, I don't know what to do. Oh boy. Oh boy. God damn it. No, what am I going? Fuck, dude. Fuck. Okay. Not fun. I threw that away. 10,000%. I deserved. What am I doing here? I hung my bishop. What am I doing? I can scroll on the wheel. I was up so much stuff. Here. This idea sucked. Trading off the queens to be up a pawn and go into an endgame when I had like 20 seconds on the clock was not chill. Given these little checks and trading off this. Going for this passed pawn. What I needed to do here was anchor this in. I needed to anchor this in and go for these. That's what I needed to do. Because at some point, he'd bring the king and trade his bishop for this pawn. But my king would already kind of be active. That's how I win this endgame. For whatever reason, I felt like I needed to start pushing this pawn. And then I just lost it. Then here, I could have grabbed this for one. Like when he stepped away, I could have grabbed it. But I lost 10 points from that draw. Oh, boy. Well, that's how you hang on for dear life in an endgame. I was able to do it. In 1966. Let's get him with the 4-move checkmate. Not a chance he knows how to defend against it. We're going to check his profile real quick. Oh, man. He is just a all-around very strong player. Okay. Does he know this line? You should know this line. I know this line. The king needs to step over. Does he know that? Most people bring the queen out. If he brings the queen out, we give him a little bump on the head. Sometimes people push this pawn. This is also a very reasonable and quite good move. But we're praying. We're hoping and praying that he brings the queen out. Because if I'm able to just gain some elo off this dub... oh, it will be good. We jump forward. We attack the queen. The queen comes down and gives us check. We step over. Now he needs to step over with the king. This is his last opportunity. He needs to play that move or it's hard to play. This doesn't work because we grab. Queen doing nonsense. This is defended. He's also going to spend a little bit of time here trying to decide what's the best move for him. I think that this does just work. But then I can hit him with this check. He steps over. I grab the rook. And we're more or less... up in exchange. And I have some ideas of trying to trap this queen. Okay. I think that I just grab. I go ahead and grab. If he grabs, I grab the rook. I know that this is the right move, actually. Because if he grabs, I grab this. And then I'm just in, baby. I think that was the wrong move by our opponent. My CPA is texting me right now saying that my tax return got rejected because we did not submit whatever documents. Okay, so almost absolutely, I grab this with check. He steps forward. I can grab this, but then he can grab this. What if we launch forward with the idea of this? Does this work? Now I'm a little bit like, what am I supposed to do? I mean, I can grab a knight. It seems reasonable. I grab here. He grabs here. I launch this forward. I'm scared. I'm scared. I mean, I'm up a rook, but if you see, my situation is a little bit scary. So this check is actually terrifying. So what I'm going to do is step here. I feel like that has to be the correct move. There's just mate. There's just mate. Plain and simple, I hung mate. Fuck. Fuck. Oh, we need to check this with the computer. How am I supposed to play this correctly? Boom, boom, boom. Yes, 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 yes. And this is where my knowledge stopped. Mate and one. The whole purpose of this bishop being here was defending mate. What am I doing? What on earth am I doing? I got a +3 advantage. We then step over here. We're sort of threatening this. The knight can't move because it's pinned, essentially. He jumps in. We give a check. He hits us. We hit another check. He runs back. We can even, like... Then we grab. Makes me sad. All right, let's try another. Let's try another. 3 minutes. I completely screwed that up. That's why I'm not 2000. That's why I'm 1844 question mark. So we really just need to play a handful of games and then get to my actual rating. So I don't know anything about this opening. So we're going to go resort back to my custom opening. And today we're facing, this is an 1800. So we are literally just going with my custom opening right now. Okay. which is like not really a custom opening. It's more of like a custom structure. My knight will now jump over here. We're going to castle this way because this open file is scary. This is being attacked quite heavily. My knight needs to go to this square anyway. And I think that his bishop is going to get a little bit blocked in. So basically I have the option. I don't want to allow this to fix his weakness. I could jump in. And if he takes here, I get an open file. I think we're going to do this. If he takes my light square bishop, I'm actually okay with it because look how many pawns I have on light squares. I mean, probably we just need to put a rook over here, right? Whoops. All right, so we're going to do this and just get pinned. And then we're going to have to defend like so. We defend with a pawn. This pawn is hanging, but I absolutely can't take it because then he can just get another attacker on my dude. I need my other knight here. So like here, here. I'm playing a big game of trying to get untangled. I think we're just going to take, right? We're kind of forking these pawns. So we're forking these pawns. I don't see a way for him to defend both. If I grab this one, I have a passed pawn. So we are going to grab this one. And then I'm literally just going to come back and apply pressure on both of them. I think we're going to just not even care about this. If he pushes, then like, okay. We've got pawns on light squares. Like, yes, he can come back and attack. This one. What about just push? This is a pass pawn, bro. This is a pass pawn. How does he stop that? His knight can't even get over. He's blocked in by his own pawn, and he's defending it. Like, he can jump forward and attack this, but then my pass pawn, bro. My pass pawn. Uber defended pass pawn. 2 steps away from the promised land. Opponent left the game. Don't be a baby. Don't be doing that to people, bro, because you get in a bad position, resign. You know what I mean? Don't like, oh, you beat me, I'm going to waste your time. Like, bro, we're both chess players. Don't be so, like, such a sore loser and so competitive and whatever. So, there we go. 15 seconds, claim the victory. I'm wondering at what point does this question mark go away? I actually have no idea. I haven't had a new account for quite some time. But I will shed a tear for zip ties and lube. We're going to go ahead and claim the victory. I mean, this pass pawn is completely unstoppable. We got the win, so we can beat 1800s, and now, without further ado, we'll jump directly into our rapid game. And hopefully this one I can be the most instructive out of all. We're facing a straight up 1500. I thought I was playing the white pieces. I almost just played what I thought was e4. I'm colorblind. Okay, we have the Carl Khan. And if you see, I'm 1483 because I won a game and then I lost a game and I lost all of my rating. Okay. Dead serious. What am I actually supposed to do here? This is the exchange variation. I think that I do bring the bishop and push the pawn. If we see, we're going to just trade off the light square bishops. His queen is happy coming out. There is stuff like this. So I'm going to bring this knight to defend this pawn. It's generally a good idea to try and like just bring the knights out first. I'm going to be pushing this pawn like this. Pretty much regardless. And if this happens, I'm not sure. That's a strange move. So we're going to just push this. I know that I need to get my bishop out. And I want to be able to castle. And then obviously my knight is probably going here or here. Long story short, if I go to this square, let me try and show you. If I go here, he can in the future pin me. If I go here, he just pushes this pawn, and then I get booted around for no reason. If I go here, I am being a little bit more attacky, so I think we're going to go with that. The downside of that is I can maybe get attacked by the knight. Like if the knight, I don't know how he gets there, but if the knight gets there, whatever. We're going to castle this way. We've got a completely little symmetrical but opposite structure. I think I'm going to push forward too because I just don't want to deal with anything like that. His move didn't make a lot of sense. Like, yes, he can bring his knight back there, and if his bishop comes out, he can get the bishop back, but I don't have a light square bishop to pin this knight, and the queen isn't even there anyway for the pin to make sense. So this pawn move didn't make a lot of sense. Mine, I feel like, did make a lot of sense because I'm trying to actually avoid this pin. Very reasonable move. Put a rook to the semi-open file. Great move by our opponent. And now we're at the crossroads. This was the part of... This was like always the situation when I first got into chess, maybe when I was like 1100, where I would really struggle to think, what is the plan? Like, how do I move forward? And I didn't know what moves to make. So the truth is, you either launch an attack or you make small improving moves. And so like literally I could push my pawn over here. But because he put his rook here, I'm going to put my rook here. I know that most likely if these files open up, I want our rooks to match. Then, most likely getting my queen scooted up, potentially here would make a lot of sense. That simply attacks my pawn, so I got to do something about it. I think the idea of scooting forward like this defends the pawn, and we defended the pawn, we connected the rooks, and we set up this attack. So now the knight can't even go back there, or I will just take it with check. My arrows suck. And I've been doing these YouTube videos like 6 months. I just figured out. Let's see this. So I press control. Red arrow. Blue arrow. Check that out. Not that I'm really ever using it, but I got all my like stuff here. I got like the camera and I got the microphone. So reaching over like this and trying to actually mess with that. We're gonna just tickle this queen. Not 100% sure what's the idea, but if he scoots back, I will straight up just hit him again. Then my knight will come here and hit him again, and then my knight will arrive on this square. So if I get a pawn here, this square becomes mine. And we actually are a little bit worried about this pawn push. So I like the idea of pushing this pawn, my knight here. I have for 1 this fork, and then for 2 this square. And like, yes, you could come over here. I could ruin his pawn structure. I don't know if that's actually a great idea for me. Okay, so this is no longer an option. And essentially this side of the board is a little bit of a cluster fudge. I can put my knight in the middle of the board. If you can do that, go ahead and just do that. My knight's in the middle of the board. And he's going to have to do something about getting it not in the middle of the board. And so he has many, many different avenues. He can just come back and we trade off a piece equally. Nothing wrong with that. He can actually do a fair bit of things. If he sacrifices, that's a terrible idea. Terrible idea, I feel like. So probably this is his most stupid piece. He needs to do something with this bishop. I don't know what, but he needs to do something with this bishop to connect the rooks and activate his only undeveloped minor piece. So he just steps back. I think we're just going to take. Boom, boom. Do I want my knight here? Do I want to try and break the position over here? Like so? Whoa, whoa, whoa. If I go here. The chance of getting my knight to this square are pretty low. And even if I do, he's just going to trade me off immediately. So it's not even such a great thing. I'm a little bit worried. Like if he pushes and I take, or if he pushes and I don't take, then I have this super isolated weak pawn. We essentially have like a 4-on-3, if that makes sense. Because most likely this pawn is not going to trade off this pawn. So essentially we're looking at these 3 versus these 2. If some stuff's going down. What am I supposed to do here, bro? Break in the middle of the board. All of a sudden, that makes a lot of sense. Not even going to calculate it. Breaking in the middle of the board probably is the right move. When you analyze enough games with the computer, you start to learn moves like that, where it's basically like, I don't know what to do with my pieces, and it's normally a pawn move, and it's normally the pawn break. And so the reason that this has to be the correct move is because 1, 2, 3, 4 pieces, 4 pieces are supporting that pawn break. So it just can't be a bad move, right? Watch me get absolutely obliterated. What's furthermore is if he decides to take, if he doesn't take, I destabilize his pawns. Or he could do like this, but then I could push this pawn forward. If he doesn't take, I can take, okay? This pawn would be left all alone. But he has to take back with his pawn, so we'd have 2 isolated queen's pawns. And then this side of the board would be a lot more stable, for me at least. Well, I don't know what I mean for me. And what's furthermore, I'm sad that I lost my account. I played like thousands of games on that account. And so you get a lot of analytics into the way that you play chess. And one thing that I noticed is when I play bullet, I hardly ever checkmate. Oh. Excuse me? This pawn is hanging, bro. Why is chess so hard? We take. He takes. Oof. I'm going to lose a pawn. And I don't see a great way around it. And not only that, once he grabs this, my knight gets to the center. Yes. But now I'm down a pawn. So now I need to absolutely figure out an attack on this dude. I mean, we're going to just cramp the position. He can just bring the knight. We are afraid of this rook trade, essentially. He could kind of like boom, boom, boom. And then I scoot over. But then he could kind of... Yeah, I'm in a little bit of trouble right now. Me touching this pawn is like maybe taking like this, and then I'm touching this after a check. I can also line up some ideas. Dude is 1500, and the accuracy of some of these players is absolutely ridiculous. Like yesterday, what did I play? A 1700, and he played so accurate. It was like a 93% accurate in like a crazy game. That's a complete lie. I have no idea what the percent was. He just beat me. So if he beat me, he played too accurately. That's how I feel. All right, my bro. Make a move, bruh. I mean, essentially, we're going to just have that pre-moved. I wish you could still draw arrows after you do a little pre-move. If he doesn't, and he allows, I'm going to move my rook over to line up the discovery on the queen. So I'll just if he doesn't trade the rooks, I'm going to go for this. Plain and simple, we win the queen. I'm just going to set that up. With the second idea of it's like a tempo winning move, it's a pretty straightforward attack. So he'll have to do something with the queen. And you also want to maintain defending this bishop. Actually, the knight's doing a good job of that. And he doesn't trade the rooks. So that's the whole reason. Like, if I can avoid trading these rooks, I'm going to do so. Because the more pieces that we trade, the more of an end game that we hop into. And I don't want to hop into an end game where he has this extra pawn. So until I'm able to do something, like conjure up a nice little attack or win a pawn, okay. One thing to note is that rook is undefended. We can take here. I don't think he's going to fall for this. I can take this. If he takes back with the knight, I take this with check. But if I take, he throws in this check first, Then I come in. Wait a minute, wait a minute, wait a minute. We take, if he takes my rook, I take back his rook. He probably takes like this. But then I slide in. He could trade me off. You know what? At the off chance of that this might work, if I take here, let's just do it. If he takes, that also works. Gosh darn it. I didn't even consider that. We're going to step over like this. New idea is this. With 4 minutes and 40 seconds on the clock, there is not a chance that that works. We are still very much in an end game where I need to figure out how to win. And so, arguably, his king is weaker than mine. I mean, sort of. This rook sucks, so I think what we're going to do is just double up on this pawn. What's really important now is that I don't make any, like, small... I can't be making any blunders. I can attack that rook. We want... Maybe I go like this. I could just go like this and it's defended. So what about we add an attacker? He could push, but then I just take. No, no, no. Here, here. I just take like this. Then I have an extra pawn. He's going to stack up on it pretty quickly. But I think that this is going to be my opportunity to fight back for this pawn. And I can reposition my bishop. Like, yes, my bishop's doing a great job over here, but having my bishop looking over here on this diagonal might actually be a good idea. So pretty plain and simple, I'm threatening this. If he takes with the rook, I take. He takes, I take. I got more attackers. So we are chilling. We have 1, 2, 3 pieces looking at this, and he only has 1, 2. So that's a very simple way of, can I capture this piece? How many pieces do you have looking at it? You need to have 1 more than whatever number they have. Okay? And it changes a little bit, like if you're attacking with your queen first. And so, like, if you see I am attacking with my queen first, so if I take and then he takes, okay, this is not a great example. Say I had to take with my queen first, it's not great because he can take with the rook, and then even if I take, he doesn't have to take back with his queen. If that explains. So we're still down a pawn, but we are going ahead and wiggling into this position. Just making a little wiggle. A little wiggle. Okay. I think for one, I can just capture. He has to capture. Then I capture. So I think we're going to be chilling. We're not going to be winning or anything, but we will get the pawn back. Is that what I want to do? And then we're in an end game where I'll probably be able to apply pressure to his dark pawns before he can get his knight over here to apply pressure to me. So boom, boom, boom. Let's just do it. Let's hop on into an end game, bro. What type of end game skills you got? I mean, we're going to do this. These guys defend each other. My bishop is ready to step back. He can't play this. I'll simply take. He can't slide in immediately to attack my pawn. I can reposition my queen to attack the rook. And all of a sudden, I like my position simply because if we trade these things off, I will have the bishop. Like, if we get rid of these queens, oof. Now the idea, do I go here and walk into a pin, or do I take with the rook? I take with the rook, because if I take like this, he simply plays this, and that's no fun for me. We take like this, and we are immediately applying pressure to this pawn. He can push, but then I slide behind this one, and if he takes, I take. and we will be attacking this at the end of the day. I can also pin this knight. I can also step back and push this. So all of a sudden I've got some ideas here. And what we're gonna prove is that the bishop is better than the knight in this endgame, where we have pawns on both sides. So the way that I really favor this is I trade these rooks somehow. We get our king centralized, but then we start trying to make passed pawns on both sides, which isn't going to be really super easy because we're totally equal, but also because he has 1 minute and 56 seconds that I think I'm going to be able to hang it out. Okay, so he's giving up this pawn for activity. So I'm going to step back, allow this check. I'll step up. If he goes behind this, I grab this with defending. Okay, so that idea, I'm not 100% sure that it works. I can also just push forward and solidify the bishop. Is that what I want to do here? Yes, we are going to just solidify the bishop. Yes, he can just kind of hit us, but I can just like take it, and then you lost another pawn. Okay, so he slides back over like so. But now I might start bringing the king. I can also force this. So I'm kind of liking the idea. Here, here, fork the pieces. We're stepping over. Should I spend more time? Okay, so I can also completely slide in like so. But then he attacks us. So what I'm thinking is here, here, here. You'd have to do something. I think this just wins. Because, like, yes, you have a move, like, trying to attack the bishop to dislodge my defender or something like this. But I'll just take the rook. The rooks are staring at each other. You would have to run back like this. But then I could even sacrifice with an attack on the rook. So if you do go to the only square that is not trading, I can, like, grab a pawn. Or grab a pawn like this and still attack you. And then I just come back. Or you take. Okay. So he is going for it. What is the better option here? I feel like these are the pawns where we want to have passed pawns. So if I take here, if he takes my rook, I just take his rook. He jumps in, or he jumps in. Either or, I think that I'm chilling, and I can even fork him if we do something like this. So I like the idea of this. If I take, and he tries to, like, run away, we just apply pressure. So I think that this discovery is going to work. Right? We go here, he goes here. That's enough small talk. We're going to go ahead and grab this. If he takes, we take, and then his pawn is on a dark square where I have a dark square bishop. And my king kind of has an easier access to this side, the important side of the board, than he does. So if he takes, I think he's almost just guaranteed to lose because I'm going to jump in and just immediately attack that pawn. And if he tries something else... Okay. Fairly certain we jump in. He can do something like so. We step up. He'll probably come with the king. I'll come with my king. He'll come with his king. Ooh, I actually get trapped in that line. Here, here. Here, here. Here. And then am I really just trapped? Oof. Don't want to spend too much time on this. I can also straight up just push. I can threaten this dude immediately. Like, threaten the knight. Once the knight goes here, then I come in. That might make sense. He's coming like so. He can jump like this. Here, here, here. Mine comes with check, I believe. And I can sacrifice. So if I push here, if he takes... What am I talking about? I can't push. His knight defends. So I need to bring this king. He comes here. Then I push. If he takes here, I take here. He takes here. What am I doing? We slide here to support this pawn push. Here, here, here. This sucks. How is his knight doing so well, bro? What am I supposed to play here? Bring the king. He attacks. I attack. He takes. Then I just... This sucks. He can immediately jump in and attack my pawn. Then I attack his pawn, but then he's defending it with his knight over here. Right? I think we step in, right? Here. If he takes, we take. He takes. I can't push. I'm screwed. I can go here. No. Here, here, here. It's not gonna work. Here, here, here. He can jump back and attack this. Bro, is his knight really just gonna mop me up? This is unbelievable. Because I can't push. Oh my god. We're just attacking this. I think I'm gonna just straight up get mopped up. He can just step around like so. Like boom. So now he's attacking this. If I step here, we're doing it. Now it's time to bring his king. I'm going to step up like so. He brings his king. I step up. If he comes here, I just step in. Here, 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 here. He touches, but I'm stepping back. This gosh darn bishop better start being a little bit more fancy. We can go like so. And what do we do if he just wants to shuffle? I don't want a draw, bro. What if I go here? Check here. Let's do it. 18 seconds on the clock. We are straight up. We are straight up just gonna try and finagle this. I don't know if it's possible. And I can't make his king move actually either. But I don't want to draw. Not against a 15-36. Are you kidding me? We're playing into an endgame. Someone's blundering. And it's not me. I'm winning this gosh darn game for you guys. 35 seconds. We're going to see what it takes. Can I touch this guy and just get him not active? He goes here. If I step here, here, here. He can absolutely play this. We attack this pawn. He steps up. This, he just pushes, but then I push, then he pushes. Then I lock it down. We're going to make him shuffle this dude real quick. He jumps here. What if I step up? I think we're going for it. Oh, man, I just can't lose on time. Now he's bringing the king. That's no fun. The knight is doing a great job of defending this. Bro, I'm stepping forward. I'm over it. You can go here. But I touch you. Here, 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 here. I might wiggle into the position, bro. 1 second. Check. Here. I could just take as well. Take here. Take in. Let's go, bro. Let's go. Let go. Let go. Go ahead and give him some time. We step forward. We push the pawn. My heart is pounding. We're going to bring the king. All we got to make sure to not do is stalemate this dude. I mean, we're just going to push. He can go here. I don't know my king and pawn endgames the way that I should. I think we go here. He goes here. We push. He's going to have to step out. Here, here. And we chillin', my boy. We go. He has a legal move. He's got legal moves with his pawns. And we get it. And sometimes you got to just take a deep breath and say, I'm not letting a 1536 beat me. I had the bishop. The bishop had to be better. I think it was still a draw. But when he offered that trade right here, I realized that I was going to touch his pawn first. And I did not calculate this, but I did calculate I'm touching his pawn first, and that's generally a good thing for me because I can get behind it. He can't. I'm acting first, and normally if you can put your king somewhere first against the enemy king, it's good. Okay, and so we are actually going to check that with the computer, and I'll see you over there. I think I probably played like 90% accurate, maybe more actually, maybe like 91%. We're going to see how he played. I'm going to check it with the computer, and I will see you guys over there. And holy smokes, here we are in the analysis. And that endgame was anything but accurate. There were so many ideas that both of us missed. And so the beginning, the opening, and the middle game were quite reasonable. And then the end game, when we both had like 25 seconds on the clock, we were just making moves. And so we get the Caro-Kann exchange. The moves are kind of interchangeable, but I like to bring this bishop simply because I know I'm going to push this pawn. So I just developed the bishop. I know my bishop is generally going to one of these squares. Or we simply trade it off. And so the reason for that is because we're going to end up with a lot of pawns on light squares. So just getting rid of it because he's going to have a lot of pawns on dark squares. So we simply trade that off because his light square bishop is going to be better than mine. We push the pawn. I know that it's going here anyway. I need to get my bishop developed. We go ahead and put my bishop here. Technically, I'm supposed to bring the knight first or put the bishop here was actually the best move, but it doesn't matter. completely equal position. We bring this, going ahead and putting my rook, one of the best moves. Best move, we defend the pawn, we set this up, we connect the rook, so that move kind of was forced, and it made a lot of sense. This knight stepping back is a weird move because it gives me the opportunity to attack the queen and then kind of grab some space. And so we go ahead and we jump my knight into the middle of the board. It looks like it's a great move, but essentially it's just going to get traded off immediately. Then this pawn push is not the best move, but it hovers around equality because basically what's going to happen is I'm going to just stockpile on this pawn. So yes, after all this, I'm down a pawn, but I get my knight to a great square, and it's actually quite easy for me to just stockpile on his weakness. And so we go ahead, we trade the bishop for the knight. The computer says that's an inaccuracy or completely a mistake, but the reason that I won this game was because I got rid of that dark square bishop with my knight. So the computer doesn't like it, but from a human standpoint, it left me with the only dark square bishop on the board, and I knew that if we got into an endgame where we have outside pass pawns or whatever, we're making pass pawns on the opposite sides of the board, the bishop is going to be better. So my game plan changed here to, okay, let's figure out how we can win this pawn and then trade off the major pieces and just get left with the bishop versus the knight. And I figured I'd be able to win. So we go ahead and we do just that. We stockpile on this. Technically, I'm supposed to attack the rook. Whatever, we go for this. We trade, 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 trade. Now, we got rid of a lot of pieces right there, and we are essentially in an end game where I have the bishop and he has the knight. The rooks are equal, and we're going to trade them off at some point. We push forward. My bishop is now just at a beautiful square in the middle of the board. We step over, and I do find all these tactics right here, where if the knight came in, we would force the trade like this. Now, he steps back, and I said, eeny, meeny, miny, mo, which pawn do we grab? The reason I grabbed this one is because I figured I was going to have a 2-on-1 where my bishop is defending the promotion square. That is straight up what I figured. However, taking here is better because when he takes back, I take, and I'm very quick to attack this pawn. So he wants to go like this so that he can come here to defend his pawns. However, I can simply pin you, you go wherever, and then I just take. Then he takes, and it has massively simplified the position where I have a 3-on-2. So essentially, what I can do is I'm going to win this endgame every single time because what we're going to do is make a pass pawn over here, use it as a decoy, push, 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 make his king come over here and grab it, and at the opportune time, I'm going to be one step ahead of him to grab these pawns and push here. And so long story short, if we can get a position where we get rid of all of these pawns, just get rid of all of these pawns, and just imagine his king here and my king here, I step over, he steps over, I step over, he steps over. I'm over here first. I grab, I push. So super easy. I picked eeny, meeny, miny, mo here. And then the other option is if I take, he takes, and I take. If he tries to play something like this, well, now I'm just basically going to win your pawn. Like, you have to bring your knight over here to defend like this, and now we still have the 3-on-2 situation where we're going to do the same exact thing, create an outside pass pawn, bring my king. And once I get my king here, I'm going to win this, you trade, and you lose. The way that I did it was simply not right, which was hard for me to calculate all that. I grabbed the wrong pawn. I'm still totally winning. We get the rook. The rooks are off the board. I attack the knight. The knight jumps in. All of a sudden, his knight is just attacking my pawns. He's still losing if I bring my king. I don't bring my king. I decide to attack the pawn, which doesn't really make any sense because he's going to take my pawn and defend it real quick. So I bring my king. Yet another mistake. I'm still doing quite all right if I just forget about what's going on over here and we focus on this side of the board. I bring the king. I bring the king. Another blunder. But if you look, I got 35 seconds. So I made that move with 31 seconds on the board. Don't hate myself. We step around. He touches me. I step around. He touches me. And I decide in this position, you know what? We're making a gosh darn YouTube video. I'm not accepting a draw from 1536. Bishop in the corner. Let's change the position and just fight on. He's got 1 minute. I've got 18 seconds. I've got the bishop. He's got the knight. It is a battle of wits. And so we touch the knight. If he would have jumped into the middle, all of a sudden, that knight became real powerful. My bishop is actually not doing a whole lot over here, and this was his opportunity to get the knight out without me simply trading it off. So, unfortunately, he steps over here. We repeat the position. He can still get his knight back into the game, but he doesn't see it. Now, I'm covering that square from the knight. So the knight's options are to step back to the back rank of the board, which he doesn't really want to do. We shuffle around a little bit, and The reason it's a -3 is I could have forced this idea quicker, where he jumps in, I take, he takes, and say it was defended, I step over, and we get in this same Zugzwang situation where I'm touching his pawn, but he's going to lose. So I could have forced that sooner. Instead, we make a bunch of moves over here. I get checks. We go ahead and I'm figuring I can just keep my bishop on this very active diagonal. Check, forward, here, defend my pawn, and he jumps in here. And I'm not even really going to be I'm going to be honest with you here. I didn't really calculate everything here. All that I knew is I'm going to touch his pawn. He only has one square to defend it, and then I'm getting behind it. And I was just kind of hoping that it was good for me. Generally, if you can touch something first or you do something first with the king, it's good for you. And I basically just intuition was like, all right, this is the opportune moment. We trade off. We touch the pawn. He touches my pawn, but I was a step ahead. So then he's going to be a step behind. He has to step away. We grab. And then this is pretty much just a rudimentary. We step around. We force him off the back rank. We support the chair. We support the chair throne for our new queen. The king steps away. We make a queen. We checkmate the opponent king. Thank you so much for watching that game. It was an epic battle. I don't even know if I looked at the graph and everything, but we'll take a look at it now. Doing all right. Then once we get to like 30 seconds, I literally threw away my advantage 5 different times, but he also missed it 5 different times. So like, look, it's only a blunder if your opponent sees it. So blunders happened, but he did not see it. So it was like boom, boom. And literally right after I made the mistake, he didn't see it, and neither did I. So did it ever even really happen? Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video or learned something, please subscribe. I'm trying to reach 1,000 subscribers, and it's a long, treacherous road. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.